The city of New Orleans wants to make it easier for residents to track major infrastructure projects. They're doing it by launching a new map. I spoke with Deputy CAO of Infrastructure, Steve Nelson, about how it works. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. We want to talk this morning a little bit about this new Infrastructure Coordination Committee map. Tell us why it was created and what it's being used for now.
Yeah, so this is the tool that brings a whole bunch of different existing tools into one place. So the mayor created the Infrastructure Coordination Council. It was one of her very first executive orders to really bring all of the infrastructure providers that are operating in the city of New Orleans into one room at one time. We've all heard the success of the Super Bowl and leading up to the Super Bowl, how having all of these different partners in one room at one time really brought dividends. And so, as part of that, in one of our first meetings, we all started realizing, well, we all use the same mapping platforms to depict ongoing projects, upgoing projects, maintenance work, all of that. And it's all in these different places. So instead of each of us having to go and peck through 5 or 6 different websites, our IT team, led by Jonathan Wisby and Eric Ogburn, who are really sharp, hardworking guys, we were able to pull all of those maps into one location. So for each of us, so for me at DPW, if I have an upcoming road project, I can look on one map and I can see, well, where is Sewage and Water Board going to be doing work? Where does Entergy have work coming up? Does Delta Utilities have something that's going to happen? And we got to realize, well, got to thinking that's not just helpful for us as utility providers, but our residents and customers deal with the same thing too. You come out of your door in the morning, going on the way to work, and it's like, well, there's work here, or you called in a pothole, a water leak, an issue with the utility pole, and you want to know, well, is it in the system, and how long is it going to take to get this done? Having that in one spot makes it a lot easier than having to go to multiple different locations. So it's really about getting all the information in one place so that we can plan better and so that our customers know what to look for.
Have you heard from utilities that they're using this, implementing this new map?
I've talked to the folks at the Sewage and Water Board. I know that I use it. I'll give a discrete example. There's a project on Morrison Road in New Orleans East, and we were able to look at several blocks that had not yet started construction and see that there were like 3 different the fire hydrant leaks in that stretch. So was able to immediately get with Sewage and Water Board and say, hey, look, we're going to be paving. If you all can go out, cut the street, make the repair, we can do the paving later, which is way better, a lot cheaper than we go and pave it and then the board goes and cuts it the next week, right? And so I know like Entergy is using it. We had a conversation and some coordination around a road closure near that same project with Entergy just this morning. We've worked with AT&T on it, so yeah, I know the other utility purveyors are using it as well.
And then tell us how regular residents can find it. Where is this located on the city's website, and how often is it updated?
Yeah, so the website is nola.gov/ICC. And as far as how often it updates, for Department of Public Works work orders, and it's not just DPW. So when our residents look at it, it might be intimidating. There are a lot of layers. We've got every single street cut permit, all of Entergy's upcoming work, Delta Utilities, DOTD's projects, Sewage and Water Board, City of New Orleans. So it looks like nothing but work, but you can kind of filter through that. So DPW's work is updated essentially in real time. When a work order goes in, it's updated on the map. Sewage and Water Board, for instance, is updated once a week. So their GIS it's a geographic information system. Their mapping system updates once a week, and we have a tie-in so that we update at the same time they do. DOTD, for instance, that is more of a monthly update, or whenever a project update is posted, we'll have to manually input those. But they are doing larger projects. They're not so much doing singular projects. So I hate to say it depends, but it kind of depends on who the utility purveyor is.
And last question, is this something that other cities are using, or just other places across the country? I'm just curious.
I have looked around. I cannot find, honestly, another municipality that has something like this in one place. A lot of utilities or public works departments will have individual web pages. I would love to hear of an example. We have a nice feedback button at the bottom of that web page that I would really like to have folks interact with. If if they look at it and they're like, this is too much, too little, the wrong information, we want to hear about it. I would also love to know if there's another example that folks have, because honestly, I've not been able to find one.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us and explaining how it works to folks. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.